you want to get good partnership, you need to spend some time on verifying this.
Do I need to actually invest so much?
That's where you should run away.
But you don't need always a partner, right? If you're capable enough to do something in-house, you should.
Search for companies that can really impact your business.
Hi, my name is Marcin and welcome in Product Odyssey, the podcast where we explore how to build products fundamentally better. Today with me is Mike.
Hi.
And Maciej.
Hello.
Hi guys. And today we'll be talking about one question and one question only, and this is how to start their collaboration, how to find out the good partnership or outsource your development. Okay, so let's start. Guys, so let's start with some basics. I'm a CTO, and I'm standing in front of the decision I should start a project. And I need to think about hiring or going for a partner, going outsourcing. When I should actually think about going outsourcing, what are the benefits or what could be the things I should think about when going for outsourcing?
I think there are a few obvious ones and a few not so obvious. So the basic one, the most obvious one, is basically quicker scaling up. So with an external partner, you can get development teams much faster, up to speed, scaling up all of the necessary resources, not only people. So you can basically get quicker wherever you're going to.
Mm-hmm. Another one is also scaling down, because if you have a partner and you know that you need to downsize your team, doing this inside your company, that usually creates some pressure, some tension. If you have an external partner, it's much easier because then it doesn't affect your culture so much. So that's another one.
Yeah, it's important to remember that if you have the right partner, like it's not actually it's scaling down, taking people out of your projects is not necessarily bad for them, right? So there probably is with a good process, there probably is another project they are waiting for, eagering to go into. You're not burning the bridges with the people that used to work on your project. So when you need them back, it's a very high chance that it's possible to actually get them back to your team once it's necessary once again.
Yeah, another one is also gray hair. So you may find a partner that is well experienced in a given field, either the domain or technical expertise. So you basically fill up your competencies quickly, and those are the ones that are easy to think about, right?
Yeah, especially in terms of the niche competencies, right? So let's say that you have like your default tech stack, but you need some kind of side project or a feature that requires some additional technology that you're not familiar with and your developers are not familiar with. Let's say like React Native or 3JS or whatever that is actually quite distinctive, but not big enough, at least for a project to hire new people just to have these competencies, right? So getting those niche competencies from a partner is actually the quickest way to move forward.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we are covering basics from thinking about I need to have more people in. So it's basically a scale up. I need to lower costs probably also. That could be the benefit of going that. Or I'm missing an expertise, right? I'm missing this kind of thing in my company. So the technology, to cover the technology, I will go for outsource. So those are like three basic things that I have in my head. Is there anything else I can expect that I will have from going with a partner?
Yeah, I think there are many. And actually the ones that we mentioned are something that you usually think about. But actually, whenever we talk with CTOs, we very often hear asking, okay, like, why did you choose this company to cooperate with? They said, okay, like one of those things that we discussed. But then when we ask, okay, like, but why are you staying with them? It's because they're delivering us much more, that they are really essential to the project, and that's why we cooperate. And those aspects, this is basically a job that you need done, something that you need to handle, and usually then you search for the partner. But there are some others where you can get a lot of advantage. And one that is maybe also a little bit easy to understand is you may want to heal your development process, software development process. Maybe you are not going fast enough. Maybe you are not sure about how to structure the process, but also roles within the project. And then you can get either a partner or even consulting to basically adjust this, to get some experience from outside of your company.
Okay, you mean like if I have a problem with the productivity or in my development process, or I don't know, there is some implementation problem. So can you explain a bit of how this will work, basically?
Those could be many reasons, but this is one. Another one that is very common is you may have problems with optimization, for example. And this can be either the speed of your application, amount of users that you service, or it can be also the speed of work with the application, technological depth, other aspects. But there are more. It can vary quite a lot.
Right. Okay. That's a good thing. So I would search for a partner that has the experience, or I can basically see how good they are with their current development efforts and the experience. And based on that, assume that if I will go with them, then I can heal my own processes, right?
Yeah, exactly. And this can come up to either bringing a consultant or bringing some part of the team of another company to your project, so that you have longer look at those processes and basically introduce them with time.
Another not so obvious reason to get a partner is something that we discussed deeper in another episode. So basically, the capability of test new technologies out much quicker, to adapt new technologies much quicker. So to be on the bleeding edge, if you wish to be so. Let's say there is a new technology coming in that you want to evaluate. You can assign your own resources to do so, but probably they can do something more productive. I mean, not productive, this is also productive,
right,
but something more urgent from the perspective of your business needs. And with a right partner, there is also like an economics of scale, where those new technologies already could be evaluated by some teams on the partner side, and we can actually tap into those knowledge, share all of those insights, and know whether it's actually a good direction to move forward or not.
Yeah, it's no matter how brilliant your team is, if you have like 3 or 5 people, you cannot give 2 of them time to invest new solutions, new technologies. And that's where the economy of scale really works. And I think that it's really interesting right now because of the innovation that AI is providing. Everyone knows a little bit about the Copilot, but there are other tools that speed up the work of developers, speed up the work of product owners and people that are on the business side as well. And this is basically a learning curve, really something that is happening really quickly. And here you can get this knowledge how to optimize the development process from someone who either has a bigger scale and can actually investigate this, or maybe has network where he can get this information from multiple projects or from other companies.
Okay, that's then we're talking about having the situation where the partner is covering your gap for area for experimentation. So especially if I want to do a test, or I want to try out new technology, or I want to build MVP, then you want to do it in the different culture and different setup and outside maybe. So it's like a lab for doing the R&D. This is where you can actually use that, right?
Yeah, it depends on the case. Of course, you should do those research in-house as well, right? You should organize hackathons and do all the stuff that we discussed in the other episode on how to actually pick the new technology. But with an external partner, you can basically do the same thing, but much quicker. Just multiply. Good partner can multiply your effort in this area. Of course, it will never cover everything. In the end, this is your call. It should be your call. But a good partner can be a good advisor in this, and basically can help you be more productive.
And it boils down to also, some partners, they will also provide you with the knowledge sharing network. And in this way, you don't get just the experience of the team that is on your project, but you can also share experiences that people get in other projects of this partner, or also from his network. And then If you have, for example, a specific problem to solve, specific integration, it's very often the case that this company worked on similar problem somewhere else. If they have a system of exchanging this knowledge, the person from your team can get experience, insights, and very often also information what not to do, how to save the work.
That's actually an interesting aspect, right? Because the thing that I would look for is that maybe I'm assuming that if I'm taking the outsourcing, I'm starting the outsourcing, I'm just paying for a team. I would not expect that I will get something more than that. What you're saying is that I can expect that the team can have a network of different companies or different partners that they have, which will actually give me more knowledge, and I can lean for that knowledge and I can get that experience.
Probably you won't get this with every partner, but some provide this.
But that should be something that I should expect, right? So it means that we are introducing the concept of that there are different, it's not the quality of the partner, but at least there are different hidden values that can be behind selecting the partners. So some partners will have that, some will not.
Yeah, and here maybe there's one more aspect that is really critical, and that's whether there's really true partnership. Whether someone is providing you just resources or whether someone really understands your business and really, tries to help you with your goal. Like one example that we had, we have a popular package, open source package for building forms in React. And we decided at some point, okay, let's go for the Finnish market. After talking with a few people, we decided let's go for the banking industry. And what we did was we found a Finnish company to prepare for us market research. We told them what to do. And instead of doing exactly what we told them, they said, okay, no, let's do it differently. We'll give you a few discussions with CTOs from different banks. You'll be able to talk, verify quickly, and define, okay, do you want to go there? And in the end, this actually allowed us to fail quickly to understand, okay, like this is not really the route we want to go with. This partner, they really were a true partner because they helped us with our business goals. In the end, they didn't do as much work for us, but for them it was also good because then maybe they didn't do this project, but we recommended them for 3 other projects.
Yeah, and those are the values that actually like body leasing or some kinds of partnership could not deliver to you, right? You need to have this kind of trust, this kind of like cooperation with the partner, this true partnership, how you called it, to actually share with the partner your goals, your visions, where you're heading to, so they can be also proactive and go ahead with those initiatives, right?
Yeah, and this can go also through all the levels of the company that you're partnering with, because one thing is, like business people on top, sales people, but also then if you get this with the team, if everyone is proactive, really knows what you want to achieve and really helps you with doing the business, like meeting business goals through their work, that's really very often quite effective. And you can find out that a team will come up with ideas, like, for example, the voice of technology that really changes your business. So that's something that you should aim for.
But that's something that I would love to actually trust that this is the good thinking behind every component that is doing the software development, that I want to have a success of my client or everybody else, and I will do everything to do that. But in the end, it's not the case, right? And I'm searching for this kind of like differentiator. Why not everybody is thinking like that? Is it the price limit, or is it the cost behind that, or is it just the culture of the company which is there?
It's hard, especially when you scale, to keep being focused on the business goals, on delivering the quality. And very often it's much easier to just do the body leasing, for example, or providing teams, right? But then if you have proper mechanisms in place, then this can happen. You can have a structure that really enforces this focus on the business. And yeah, there you may think that there might be incentive to just sell as much hours as possible, right? But in the end, you will end up working on a project that maybe won't be a success. So then it's much better to try to build something successful for the client, if it doesn't happen, then you will allow him to fail quickly. But in the end, maybe he'll recommend you to other clients as well, and you'll be working on something more interesting.
Yeah, I think this is basically a separate service, a separate product, right? So either the typical body leasing, where we give you, for example, a developer, and you need to manage this developer, take care of the culture process, and everything. And this is fine. If this is what you need, you have the capability to actually ingress new people into your organization and make use of them, then this is fine. This is something that you may need. But at the same, and we call this partnership, and at the same time, we got this other kind of partnership where it's not just giving you people, but rather working on a business level to ensure that you're heading in the right direction, right? So this have elements of consulting, of some kind of advisory in the not only tech but also in the business realm, and this. We called both those approaches partnership, but to be honest, those are separate products, and company can offer either one or another, never both.
Right. So we are talking about the different levels of service, right? So it could be that the software house or the partner that you go with is on the different level of the service, which is connected, interestingly, with probably more things behind. So we are talking about the body leasing, which is on the lowest scale. So I will give you the developers. On the last scale on the last end is the thinking about, let's do a true partnership, maybe revenue sharing, maybe success fee. And I'm thinking about I have incentives, I'm thinking about your business, I'm helping. This is like the slider, and I can imagine that if I'm on any of the levels of the slider, it's connected with different level of different business model that I'm working with, different cost structure, but also different things connected behind on the partner side. And I will give you an example that I'm probably leading to. And this is the fact that if I'm assuming that it's not body leasing, but it's basically developing innovative teams, I would expect that those teams are actually having an experience from running their own startups. So it's not like a regular developer. And those guys have the time to experiment and learn and practice. And there are different processes that are in the company that are making sure that they are developing themselves and thinking about that. So there is lots of things that probably you are not thinking when you are assuming that I would like to have the best guys that will help me with my business, and that comes with the price, that comes with the effort, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's and with those partnerships you can also get something more than just proactive people who provide you, with accountability, ownership, deliver good work. You can also get a structure out of the partner. You can jumpstart your culture or your processes by using those processes from the partner and moving them slowly to your company. And that's something that is, again, additional value. And it also usually contains additional...
Yeah, added value on top of that, right? So it's like a premium functionality there.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I think it's quite important to remember about the culture in all of this. So the true partnership can work only if there is some kind of if there is some alignment.
Maybe one more less obvious thing that you can get from the partner is their network. And basically, very often companies that are on the market for quite some time, they have something that I would call a network of earned trust. So they basically worked with a few other companies that are similar to them, and they know which ones do the good work, which ones to recommend, which ones are good for specific tasks in terms of specialization, technical specialization, or business aspects. And one example from our backyard is recently we're still working with a company that provides booking system for beauty salons. And the company was thinking about building dynamic pricing model. What we could do is we could reach out to the company that we know from the hotel industry where they were solving the same problem and provide our client with information what not to do, what wouldn't work, how to approach the problem, and really how to save hundreds or maybe thousands of hours on development on learning that they would have to make. And very often you can get this partnership or this network out of a good partnership.
That's something that so you've mentioned that before, that this is something that is visible if you see it. So you would expect that you would have this kind of behavior all the time when you have a partner, but it's not so obvious that everybody has it. So the question is, can I check it before I will start the collaboration? Is there any way how I can make sure that if this is the level of the service that I want, that I will get this kind of situation?
Yeah, you should definitely check it. And it's here is, I think, the biggest cost of getting the partnership. If you want to get good partnership, you need to spend some time on verifying this. And there are some quick ways of doing this. Like one really quick good tip is based on recommendations. If you have your own network, and ideally of your own network of earned trust, you know people that will give you good recommendations whom to work with. And by knowing those people, you will know what they mean through the recommendation. If you worked with this guy and he recommends someone, you can extrapolate, okay, like whom is he probably recommending, right? So that's one aspect that you can use.
Yeah, and during this evaluation, you also need to make sure that you get this culture fit with the partner, because this is all the basis for everything, basically. So whether the process will align, whether people coming from the partner side will align well with your people. So those are very important aspects that you cannot test beforehand. So maybe like a small cooperation, maybe some side project, maybe some consulting is a way to test whether there is something there.
That's actually a topic that we'll be discussing in larger extent. And here, like you said, I think that the best final test is to check how things work in action, to really do a small task together. For example, if you have 2 or 3 companies that you are considering in the end, it may be a good investment to spend some time working with all of them for a week, for example, and comparing. And that's something that you should do at some point. But also before that, I would advise to talk with the company and really not only just the owner of the company or salespeople, but also people that would be on your team, and ask them, okay, what's your culture? What is important for you? How you solve problems? What is the structure? How you make decisions? If you're saying that you have an exchange of knowledge in your company and I can use experience of other people from your company, how does it happen? And then you will get a real answer, whether this is actually there.
That's actually fair and it's logical, right? If I'm expecting that this is my goal, that from the collaboration, I would expect that team will be proactive in solving problems and will be innovative. I should be able to, first of all, to verify that and talk with not the leaders, but also the teams and ask to show me the examples of in other projects that you do that. If this was one time, then I can ask of what are the processes that support this kind of behavior? What is the culture or the values that are actually driving you to do that? Mm-hmm. And what is more, if this is what I'm expecting, then I can ask the question, okay, so how you will manage to create that kind of system that will result in innovation of the people that are there.
Yeah, I would also say I would advise to talk about the business aspects a little bit, and ask, okay, this is our goal. How you would help us, and if you don't get meaningful insights at the beginning of the discussion, maybe it won't work. On the other hand, if you hear, okay, let's maybe use this technology or this approach that you didn't think about, that's probably where the value lies, where the company can really have an impact on your business, and that's when it's worth to invest a little bit more to get to know those people.
Yeah, a good partner will challenge you. Yeah, so they will not blindly obey what you are telling them to do. They will challenge your decisions, of course, in a right way, to ensure that you're on the right path to a success.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, another aspect is you should check their willingness to share the knowledge, because there may be a company that has a good structure, but they will tell you, okay, like this is ours, we won't be sharing this. This is our business. We'll just provide you the output, right? But there are also companies that may be willing to, transfer some of this into your company, and this way, it's a good way to reduce the vendor locking, and it's also a good way to really jumpstart your project, and then it's good to test at first.
Yeah, I think this is very important, because this is a very big advantage of having a good partner. So one of the less obvious benefits of having a partner is ability to take some of the responsibilities of managing the development team. So assuming there is this cultural alignment, let's say that you are a CTO of a product company. You probably got lots of things to do, lots of things on your head. If you can delegate some of those responsibilities to a partner that you can actually trust. I'm thinking about processes like recruitment of new people, about the development of the people that are already on the team, about feedbacks, improving them, their continuous improvement, ability to grow. Because if you hire ambitious people, to keep them, you need to provide an environment for them to grow, to realize with their passions, to experiment, to find new things out. Processes like everything related to DevOps, to delivery, to quality assurance. You may want to take care of these processes yourself, and this is fine. But most often than not, your time and your attention could be more beneficial in different areas of your business, and you can delegate those to a partner that already have those engines in place, to have these processes in place. You can use it to basically help you move forward quicker.
Yeah, and here it's very often I see overlooked by startups that you think about getting great people and getting them into your company. But that's not enough, because then, sure, you can get those good people, but in the end, if you don't have all those other processes, they will start to leave, or maybe they won't be efficient. And it's good to build those mechanisms. So if you can use them and then slowly transfer them to your company, I think that's a really true advantage. On the other hand, even the recruitment, that's sure, you can have a recruitation promise there. You can have advertisements and get some people. But also, if you have a partner that has scale, he most likely has certain mechanisms in place to be better visible on the given market, to really attract the best people, like meetups, like bootcamps, like other aspects where they are actually providing something to their local community and getting the best people before you can even talk to them. So one thing is to use this, but another thing is with time, you can also build this on your own, but again, you can also have ways of jumpstarting this.
Yeah, so recruitment is easy, especially nowadays, but recruiting the right people for the job, this is still tricky. So
tricky and time consuming, and you need effort to put in that, right? So this is actually to go on to your point that you have mentioned. The effort that we are trying to achieve is the goal that we are trying to achieve is the fact that we'll go faster. Go faster means that you focus on the right things, building recruitment process, marketing, building the all the processes needed for onboarding and training and getting on the level with the skill set, doing feedback loops. That's time consuming and costly, especially if you're in a startup phase, that you actually need to focus only on the things that matter. This is where we're not saying that you should always outsource that, but it is probably the area where you should think about using a partner and his processes and systems to actually help you with that, right?
Yeah, in a startup, you got limited resources. You need to manage them well. So a good partner would help you to manage this more efficiently, more cost-effective, help you jumpstart with the processes quicker, and also possibly help you with the next round of financing. So depend how good partner you're going to find.
Right. So can I assume that it's not with the price tag? So what we are saying is that assumption is that there are any kind of like a benefits for both of the partners, so the partner and me, that I can trust that this is not only the cost. So I can take your process, learn from you, and we are on the same journey, and there is something for us from both sides. Or is it a not fair assumption?
Yeah, I think you should always look at engaging a partner as an investment, and thus compare the options and see what it will give you in return. And there are moments where you just want to get an outsourcing, and then that's something that sometimes is good. Sometimes you want to get just domain knowledge. That's also good. In other times, you want to really speed up the business development of your product, and then it's you can use other tools. So it depends.
Okay.
Yeah, like a good partner will usually come at a premium. So it's only worth from the product, from the company perspective, only where this actually works as a efficiency multiplier. So if having this partner on board helps me grow faster than I'm earning faster than the premium that I need to pay for it, then yeah, it's a completely sane investment.
Okay, but then it sounds like the more I pay, the more I will invest, the better it is for me, and that could be the case in some of the cases, in some of the situations. But I would like to trust that if I would go to the discussion and I will go to any company and ask, do I need to actually invest so much? They will tell me like, in this case, yes, in this case, not. But I don't trust that kind of system, right? Is there, or maybe there is, any kind of justification for a good partner that will tell me that it's not good for them to go with some cases if it's not providing value for other side?
So I think that there are also, risks with involving a partner, and that's maybe worth to consider as well. Definitely worth considering. And one is a culture mismatch. Of course, you need time to check it, because if you are aiming for a true partnership, someone who will really be there and be a part of your team, be in the same boat with you, help you build a business, and you have a culture misalignment, that's really painful. So that's where a lot of horror stories happen. Yeah. And then the good way of adjusting for this is checking at the beginning, testing things, trying out, and spending some time. That's an investment of your time that is needed at first, that may pay back in the future when you choose a good partner. So that's one. Another one is maybe you have a really short project and you don't have time to really consider involving partners. Maybe you just don't need it because you have a good path, good way forward, you're efficient, you have people that can build you the structures, or you already have the structures in place, then you don't need to consider it. And there are other reasons also, other risks.
But one of the biggest risks that I can see is also the vendor lock-in, right? So you don't want to be too dependent on the partner. To have a healthy relationship, you need to ensure that you're not locked into working with this partner. And a good partner will make sure that you're not locked into him, that you're working with them because you want to work with them and not because you have to.
Okay,
right?
let's dive deep here, right? Because that means that there is incentive, and I need to catch that. What is incentive for a software house company or for the partner company to say, no, I don't want to grow. We've grown enough and I don't want to take your money. Sorry, I have it enough. Let's stop it here because it's a vendor locking. Or you are coming to me and saying, can we start the collaboration? I will say, no, we have too much money. We don't want to start the collaboration with you. I'm searching for where is the incentive for something we would like to have, probably, and we try to believe in it, is that the partner will say like, you don't need us.
That's one thing that you should also ask for at the beginning of the cooperation, because the boundaries of where we're good at, where we're the best and we're focusing on this aspect, that's something that you need to know at the beginning. And if someone tells you, okay, like we're great at everything, that's a red light. And you want a partner that will tell you, okay, like this is not where we're best at, maybe we'll recommend you someone, or maybe you should search for someone else. So that's definitely something that you want to check, something that you want to test. And also, you'll feel this at the beginning when you're discussing with people from the company, whether they're trying to solve your business or sell you, more and more developers and that's it, or more and more hours, right?
Yeah, another thing is also trying to vendor lock you in. So the opposite of what I just said. So if the company is forcing you to use their proprietary technologies, their own packages that they're not popular, they're the only one maintaining them. They're using some kind of methodologies or processes that are unique to them. So it's going to be really hard to find someone else on the market, if you need to do so, that will be familiar with this technology or with these processes, right? So if you have you should look for a partner that is, for example, using an open source products at its base, using some popular solutions, not niche enough to do the job well, but not too niche that you cannot basically find a replacement on the market.
Yeah, there's also one more aspect to this, because you're talking about technology, but there is also a business aspect, because we also even had situations where we were cooperating with a partner and we were 100% of the development team. And that's risky, because then, 30% is okay, 100% that could be risky. But there are solutions to this. Like, for example, the build, operate, transfer model, where you can actually ensure that whenever you need, whenever your investors tell you, you actually can buy out part of the team, for example, or the whole team. And that's something that can also de-risk those things. But if you don't have those mechanisms in place and someone just tries to convince you to, buy our software and our proprietary software, but without rights, that's where you should run away.
Yeah, I think the investors are also quite important in this aspect. So investors quite often frown upon this kind of partners that are too deeply integrated. They see it as a risk, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's quite important to find a partner that is able to mitigate those risks, that has a good track record in this regard, that will let the investors feel more comfortable with such partner. That is a way to move out, like Mike mentioned, for example, the build, operate, transfer model, where there is a clear path on how to get out of this arrangement if necessary, and other areas. So even though investors typically are not very enthusiastic about investing in startups that have too big involvement in with a single partner, a good partner can actually turn this around and make it even more attractive to investors than not.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on what partner you will have.
Right. But that's actually covering the aspect of, if of course the partner is on the slider where they care and we have a justification that I want to have this levels of service, which is connected with the price tag and so on. But then let's turn the table around. And for CEO, I would like to see the other piece of paper, the other side of the paper, which is when I shouldn't think about going for a partner, because that should be also the question, not with whom I should go, but actually what are the cases where I don't need to think about that.
If you have enough time and experience to actually build everything in-house, then this is a completely viable solution. You should go with it. But if you want to basically boost the process, if you want to, if you're lacking some of the competencies that you need to set everything up, this is where partner actually shines. So it's not necessary to build
it depends,
a good product.
right? Because it's kind of a tool that you can use, like many other aspects in IT development. Sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't. It's good to know what are the options of the tool that you can use, but it's for you to decide when it makes sense, right? And there are multiple cases where it doesn't. And I would say one is if you don't have enough time for choosing the right partner, if you don't have good contacts, if you don't know whom to choose, that's where you would involve a lot of risk into the decision. And, choosing a bad partner can be harmful quite a lot. So that's one, but there are also multiple others that are probably less obvious.
Okay. And so this is covering like the aspect of when I shouldn't think about going with the software. I can actually go in-house. There are risks connected that we are mentioning, but it's creating like this kind of picture that there is only this kind of effort from my side that I need to find out the right partner. They exist there. Maybe the area that we haven't mentioned is, can I trust that if I will find out the bad partner, I can do something with that? Any guess on if I'm already in and actually working with some software house or the partner company and it's not going good, can I do anything there? Is there any kind of like silver bullets that I can use there?
One thing that you can do is you can audit their work, because usually the case is, from our experience, is that you're not sure. Mm-hmm. Because there are always excuses, some things happen and there is a reason for this, because that's a special case. But it's very often not the case. Sometimes it is. So what you can do is you can bring another company to really evaluate your cooperation, and then you get a third-party opinion, and you can confront the company, ask them about this. You should never trust also the third party, because maybe they would like to get into the project. So even getting impartial reviews, that's also useful. And then once you have it, you can actually make a decision. Very often auditing the project, it's something that either helps you fix the partnership or gives you an information, okay, like, should I be there? Should I maybe change it?
Okay, that's a good hint. So it's not the decision that I cannot move back, right? As we've also mentioned, if I'm starting the development, it's always the case that I can improve on that. I can have a trial. I can check before if the culture is there, if the processes are there, or if I have the right attitude coming from the teams and there are processes that supports that. That are probably a bunch of good hints for how I should look for that. We've also talked about the fact of how I can verify it through network, through basically checking recommendations, but also from the technology perspective, we are actually looking for checking if probably the new technology is actually taken by the teams or trialed, or you can actually take the team to have the lab and R&D as a use case. So there are multiple use cases when I should go, and we've talked about that. So when we are trying to summarize, right, as we have basically covered a lot of the aspect that I can take as the hints. Any last 2-3 hints, takeaways that the SEO or CTO can take from this discussion that you would like to sound from your side?
We're discussing in this episode how to choose a good partner, but we didn't put enough emphasis on the fact that you don't need always a partner, right? If you're capable enough to do something in-house, you should. You should get a partner only where you get additional value for your money, whether they actually can bring some kind of improvement in the processes or in the culture or in the technology or any of the areas that could use improvement in your product. And once they're on board, you actually get much quicker wherever you're going to.
Mm-hmm. I would say that one takeaway is build up your network and build up the network of potential partners that you can use, because then you get partners that are tested in battle. And I would say that don't settle for mediocre. Even when you're searching for a developer to join your project, search for companies that can really impact your business, that can really improve on what you are planning and really change either your business or you into how you approach IT projects. And if you can achieve this, that's really great investment, and you can do this.
Right. From my side, probably I have two things that were repeated here, but it's worth of summarizing. One is that I believe that there is always the case where we don't take everything that we can from the collaboration with the partners. So if I have a good partner with the great people, with a great team, that probably means that they have a great processes behind it, that I can use it. I can actually ask for that, and definitely they have the network, right? So if a great team have a great people, there are around companies that have also the experience, I can use that. And the other thing is, whenever you want to start the collaboration, think about testing it. And there is nothing against to go to the company and ask and talk with the people and have a proof. If I'm expecting that the team will act in this way, I can always ask for show me the proof or show me how you do it, because it's nothing against that to verify it, to gain the most from the collaboration. And my wish in the end probably would be to have the partners where I can actually hear this is not the business for us, or you should go for the other partner, because we know that the good companies will actually have incentives for that. And I want to have my team developed. I want to have my team growing. And that means that I will have exciting projects. If this project is not exciting, probably I don't want to go with that. So there is incentive in the end for doing that. That's covered a lot. And probably there are multiple segues that we can do to the further discussion. But for today, that's all from the discussion. Hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to send us feedback, contact us on the social media. So find out us on YouTube, on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And for today, that's all. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next episode.